Guys, we got about a minute to start. If you guys don't mind, if you guys will join me just for a second, just take a few moments and you just kind of join me a moment of praise, reflection. Be thankful for what we've been given, where we live at. Thank you, guys. We've got 5 o'clock right there. Guys, I'll go ahead and call this meeting of March 18th, Urbana Board of Trustees to order. And before we start with business, can I ask you guys to all join me to the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, guys. And if everybody's had a chance to look at the minutes, anybody got any additions or corrections to that?
And the financial status reports too. Do you have those?
Yeah, I have.
The minutes and financial status reports.
Say that again, please.
The minutes and the financial status reports.
This is financial status.
No, it's the normal month.
Oh, yeah,
fund
we
status. Okay,
We reviewed that beforehand.
okay,
You guys all,
Yeah.
everybody get to review the,
okay.
everybody get to review the financials? Any additions or corrections to either report?
Yes, sir.
I'll entertain a motion to accept both.
So moved.
Second that.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the minutes as written and our financial reports as we sign. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? All in favor? Motion passed. Ken, I never asked you before, but I don't know if you want to stay for all this, or I know you said you wanted to stop. We'll give you a second here to.
No, I'm just trying to get familiar with you guys again.
Okay.
Some of you new, I haven't been around a while.
Okay.
It's a big project. I just want to be comfortable with
Okay.
everybody.
And you said you did drop some things off for Sean.
Yeah, I just gave him some updated plot plans.
Okay,
So,
very good.
thanks.
Well, thank you for coming today. Move right into reports. Richard, you're here today, so I'm gonna ask you for a road maintenance report, sir.
The only thing really I have, trash pickup is done. We've done 14 roads, and when you go down one side and up the other, altogether it comes out right at 47 miles. And we've got 32 bags of trash and plus a bunch of miscellaneous stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is quite a bit. That's quite a bit, right?
Oh, yeah.
47 miles. 32
That's-
bags.
Yeah, that's doubling, the 14 roads. That's really all I
Yeah.
have.
Thank you, Richard. And then, the only thing I want you to, had a little problem with the door, and you've got
Oh,
that.
I held the door back. I went out it and come back in, and then when we was getting ready to go into the cemetery, we hit the door, and it'd go up about a foot, sit there and run, but it wouldn't go up. Tried to push it down, and go down about an inch. So Blair got on the ladder as tall as he is, and he got it unhooked. And we could run the track, but something's all out of kilter. And so we hooked the door back up to think, well, it just went. Something's wrong up in the motor, whether it's sheared a key inside that unit, something happened. But now it's all out of sync. it don't wanna go up all the way, but when it goes down, it just wants to continue to run.
Boom, boom, boom.
So I called the door guy, but he can't even get here till, Thursday morning. He said he's gonna try to get here first thing Thursday morning, so. Just don't try to open, the door on this side.
Which door, is the garage door, Richard?
Yeah, the big garage
Okay.
door.
The
Got
closest
one
to
on
the
this
side.
side. We moved the tractor over out of the way, and we got
Oh,
the pickup in there at an angle, so we can go out that other door.
Okay, I was wondering why that
Yeah,
was that way.
that's why it's parked like that,
I understand.
so.
Yep.
Okay, sir, thank you. Sean's given us his zoning and cemetery report here. The only other thing, I think, you know, he just, I think did you guys get the text about, we got
Just
funeral?
got it,
This, not tomorrow, next
It's the
Tuesday,
26th.
the 26th, and their funeral at 2:30. You're bad luck, dude. This is like 4 since you've been here. We didn't have 4 all
It's been
last
a
year.
rough start of the
Did
year.
he ever say when he was gonna dig it?
No,
Gonna try Monday?
I
I'm
didn't,
hoping, I did, well, I got the text, but
I didn't see anything about it either.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. And I don't know if the burial's at 2 or if the funeral's at 2, so,
Yeah,
I mean, we'll have to find out about
I'm
that.
hoping they can do it Monday, I hope.
But we also went out and we found our final missing vault in the cemetery, so we've got that figured out. Sean's got that marked off, we did that today also. And then, I think he's got some information down here for the Michael McGuire for the things that Dan was asking for. So, Dan, they're pretty easy to find out there now if you look. They've got mulch around them and, you know, after the meeting, I'll give you a little better directions if you'd like to be able to scope down. I made some middle notes today to be able to explain to where you go to see them at, so.
That's great, I appreciate it.
I'll catch you after the meeting if that's okay. We'll real quickly, you know, look at the hall rental, and Matt, I'm gonna have you make a little report on that.
Yeah, I didn't really, I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't really done much. My wife's kind of been ill and it's preoccupied my time quite a bit this last 3 weeks, unfortunately. So I really didn't get a concentrated focus and ask the questions that I needed to ask or investigate some other things too. So I do see that the newest Dan dropped off a note there. That's good, Dan. Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at that. We can maybe talk about that too, but that's helpful. Yeah, a lot of those things that I haven't got a chance to look at all of it yet, Dan, but I think that what you got there is some of the things that we should be bringing up or looking into too. You brought them up at last meeting about the gun thing, and then I think we had some other things too about the alcohol and things like that. So a lot of good information, and I think we still got a little time before we get into a real heavy rental season anyway. So, but I think by then, hopefully she'll heal up real quickly, and we'll be able to get going on with this, and maybe the next meeting or two we can get a little more resolve to this situation. But I appreciate you guys' patience.
No, it's fine. We just wanted to get better.
He's talking about that room rental. I had a guy ask me if he could rent 10 tables and some chairs. I said, well, I don't know. I said, I can ask.
Well, you wanted to take them from the building?
He wouldn't, yeah, he wants to rent them,
Oh, okay.
you know, and I said, well, I'll ask.
You guys ever done that before?
No,
I'm missing, you're the senior here.
Do we have a policy?
Once you get his name and we'll. get-
Well, you know, I mean, he just asked if they do, and I said, well, we never have.
Well, then that, we just never have, and that's all we wanted to know, so.
if you get into that, and then if someone does rent, that could get hairy too.
Oh, yeah, you gotta inspect them, look at them.
Well, it'd be one thing if we're not renting the hall anymore, but now if we're gonna start renting the hall again.
Yeah,
We may need
Yeah,
'em.
then how are we gonna say, yeah, you can rent tables, and then now there's somebody wants to
yeah,
rent?
yeah, then somebody called, yeah.
I-
I think the easiest way for me to do is if I see him, I'll tell him, no, we ain't renting the tables, we're gonna rent the hall someday.
Yeah, it's not something we normally
Yeah.
do, and,
He only needs to go a mile and a half down the road.
Yeah, I told him, I said, I
Grand
think
Rent-
Grand
Grand
Rental
Reynolds, right?
has tables and chairs, and he said, well, I'll check into
They're
that.
reasonable too. I think
Yeah.
they're like $1 a chair
Yeah, that's,
to rent from.
but
them.
it was a question that
Well, I appreciate
I
you.
was
bringing-
asked,
No,
and I said,
no.
well,
And Richard, you
I
should.
really don't know.
And if it's a township resident, I mean, we have to take all those questions,
Yeah.
seriously. But if we weren't gonna rent the hall, then why not do it and get some income off
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
But now if we're gonna start renting the hall out, I mean,
Yeah, you
I'd
don't-
like
yeah.
to, I'd like to have the priority be to keep them here and not to have to go chase them down.
Agreed.
You agree?
or if you get something damaged, and
Well, that's a whole different
then you
bird.
start
yeah.
over again.
Yeah. Then we're gonna have to figure out what replacement costs and everything else
Oh,
is
yeah,
and everything
yeah.
to be done.
I said I would ask.
I appreciate that, Richard, thank you. And the other thing we could probably do this, do you mind if we go ahead and address the budget here? I know this is probably new business, but before I lose this, Sandy, can we address this, please? So I'm gonna give the floor to you, Sandy.
Well, I put the, full year budget out for everyone. It's really similar to last year's. As I mentioned in the past, we have to approve our full year budget, by April 1st. And, it's based off of what we get from the auditor of our projected, income. And we always over budget, because if we don't, then, and we spend, like have a big expenditure, then we have to go back to the budget commission, and ask for approval. So we are over budgeted here, but it's just so, a what if case. So I just need, a motion from someone if you've reviewed it. As I said, it's very similar to what we did last year. It shows the revenue on the first page, and in part of the second, it's front to back. And then I can enter the budgets, and then I would need, to open up the purchase orders for the remainder of the year.
And Sandy, so on this, I mean, you did a projection on the county line project, and.
Yeah, that's in, see, I was just showing maps. So the funds to 2011, 2021, and 2031, those are all road funds that we can spend road monies
Okay.
on. So, and as you can see, we have, budgeted, in the 2011, just 113,000, we have 468,000 in gas tax, and road and bridge, we have 346,000, so we
Yeah.
have like close to $1 million there.
I think that should take care of
Yes.
most of it.
We can spend it, we can pay for that project out of any of those funds.
I didn't know if you had to be specific as far as, if you
No.
had to budget per project, or if it was just a general, like, you explained that well. I'm sorry to ask it. So you guys
I move
had
that we approve this budget as written.
report, and we gotta get that done by April 1st, but anyway, we'll move on to old business. We'll start off with the county line project. We did get a fence proposal for this. Kyle is the gentleman's, I think he's the general manager, Kyle Smith. He sent this with a temporary and a 550 foot of permanent replacement. I think I gave you guys a copy of everything. Approximately $6,841. So Mr. Danny Boggs was saying that the fence would cost about as much as he was right. Another thing I want to add on this, the county does not build fence. I mean, someone asked me about that. And the county is not in the fence building business, or they getting into the fence building business. He also wanted to add, he says, if we're satisfied with this vendor, then they want to add this guy as a preferred vendor. Depending on how the project ends up and stuff. So he is going to be able to meet the timeline. They're going to get it done next week as far as a temporary.
Starting next week, right?
Yeah, that's what his text was.
Did he give you an email? Cause we'll have to set him up as a vendor and that,
He didn't. I do not have that.
we'll have to have
Yeah.
the tax forms from him. Or if there's a phone number, I can call him and ask him if he would,
I can do that, Sandy.
get me the tax stuff.
Is he out of this county?
No, he lives in the county. I think he lives
Okay.
he lives over in Goshen, but the business is located in South Vienna. Again, the other people that I spoke with, this probably wasn't a good idea to use them. So anyway, we just need someone that could meet this
Time schedule,
the time schedule.
frame.
the time schedule. They wanted it. I mean, Danny was hoping to get in it the next day. So Danny Boggs, but the county's ready to go.
They wanted to go last week.
Yeah, they wanted that. They thought they could have it done before this. So,
It was going quick.
well,
It's great, really.
yeah. And we're kind of at their mercy anyway. So that's the update on that.
How much was that? for the
That was 6840. Is that something we need to?
4033.
And I'll open up the purchase order, 684033.
That's for both the temporary and the permanent.
I'll just make myself a copy of this at the end if that's okay.
Okay, and I'll have your phone number on top of that here in just a second too.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's
Oh yeah, our buddy.
okay. Still didn't say what day. See if he sees what day it is. That's Bo Ward. So anyway, that's the update on that one. The other one is going to be the on-street parking subdivisions. I know Sandy's been working on the letter, and I'm gonna let Sandy. I'm gonna ask you to explain. I mean, you talked to Jane, and would you
I
explain?
did talk to Jane, and she said that we should have waited on the resolution, but it's okay that we didn't. That we can give notice through the newspaper, or the website, but she thought it would be best, and I agree, if we notify all of those residents, because most people, they're not looking at notices in the newspaper and they're not going to our website. So she suggested that I get the roads that on all of those subdivisions. And so Blair got the road names for me, and then I emailed them, I took it down to, I don't know what I did with it, to the auditor. It's right here.
Yeah.
So the auditor sent out a list of all of the residents, the people who own in those subdivisions. So I started going through them and marking them to make sure, like, they only have one name on them. Like if there was a two owners, I would add them on there. Or if they had a different address, then like if it was an empty lot and the address, so we weren't mailing to an empty lot, that I was mailing to who actually owned it. So I'm into 62, and I would say I'm not even halfway through. So I was thinking that it would be a good idea to mail a notice to these people and put it on our website. That way, we know that every owner there got notice of this potential resolution. And Jane said, if you guys decide, then after having your public meeting, if you decide, you can rescind, you can amend, or you can keep your resolution as it is. And then once you make that decision, if you decide to keep it, you would just have to make your signs and then you'd be good to go. So that was kind of what I was looking at. So I did make up a draft notice, and I put one on each of your desks. And the only thing that I thought, well, Matt made an addition to it, is that I would add the Ohio Revised Code on it. I would add I can't see anything without my readers. I would add what's basically the first paragraph of the resolution. Ohio Revised Code Section 505:17 authorizes the Board of Township Trustees to make regulations necessary to control all vehicle parking in platted subdivisions of a township. So I thought at least I would put that so they would know where this law is coming from. And then the next thing was to give them notice that there's going to be public comment. And I also put in there that they could submit via email. And I don't know if you've seen, but Dan, you actually made that suggestion about having a trustee email. I did set that up, and I think it'll work out good. So the email is trustees@urbanatownship.com. If you want to accept comment that way, or if you only want to take public comment in person, I can take that out. And I was thinking that just to give me time to get all of these addresses and get them all ready and get them mailed out, that we should start the first. You don't have to do 2 public comment times. You can do 1, but I just did 2. That's up to you. If you want it to just be 1, if you want it to be April 15th, or if you just want it to be May 6th, you can do that. So.
Well, I think 1 would be enough. I don't see
Okay.
reason to have 2. My comment is,
Okay. Which one do you think you would want to take the public comment at, the April 15th meeting or the May 6th? Because I think I'm going to need, a few days at least to get these all, because I'm going to have to type all these, all the addresses into a mail merge so I can merge the envelopes and get it sent out.
How do you feel, 1 or 2?
I think 2, right? What was it? 1 and 2? Yeah.
No, how
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
times do you want to offer public
Oh,
comment at the
one.
meeting?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
1 or
Okay,
2 times?
1's enough, I think, personally. But as long as we have good notification and clarification. Sure.
Do you think mailing these to people is a good way to give notice?
I think that's the only way to do it. I personally, I admit, I see you. What do you think?
that's a lot.
It is a lot, but it's just,
What other
I
options?
mean, no one will be able to say I didn't know if you mail it. And the only requirement is we put it on our website. Well, I would be willing to bet that the only person that knows is going to be Dan, because he's been here at the meeting to know, and that it's on the website. I could be wrong. Maybe other people are looking and I just don't know. Or we could put it in the newspaper if you think
Not
that's a
many
better
people get
method.
that.
I think that's ridiculous too.
Yeah.
You can walk each house.
I had actually thought, oh, I'll go and deliver these. And I
We
saw
talked-
how many they were. I thought, well, that's a lot.
That's a whole lot.
Yeah.
We talked about that, and I'm going to make a comment here too, and I'm opening myself up for a world of mess here. I would like, there's people that won't email, that might not be able to make it to the meeting. I mean, I'd be willing to put my name and number down here if they want to call me. I mean, Cause I know there's gonna be some people that say, you know, I can't make it at that time. I can't make it, so if they wanna call and not that I wanna herd that many calls, but that's part of my job and I would
see
do
your
it.
point.
I just think the more options you get, I don't want someone to come back and say there was no way for them to be heard. So,
Well,
with,
if they get something in the mail,
well,
number one,
correct.
to go that route.
Well, I agree with that, and I think that's what's important about getting it in the mail to them. It's worth that effort.
Okay,
And I think it's also, I think having them being able to email is a great thing to do, but I like to say if you have no way of making the mean or emailing, then call me.
Or me, or two,
Or,
both
do
of
you
them.
mind?
No, I don't mind.
That's great. Do you mind?
Mine, no, I don't mind.
Okay,
Mine-
then put all three of us down.
I
We're all
think it
available.
gives them 3 good options.
Yeah,
Like
okay,
you said.
so
Some of them
what,
don't emailing.
I know. There's a lot of people doing
I
it.
will make these changes then and you can,
We're pointing at you.
I'll have these ready to be stuffed at the next meeting, which is April 1st.
Mhm.
What date what is today? 18th. I have them by April 1st then. So I'm gonna have to make changes to this form and I'll add your phone numbers.
I would also like to add a comment page to this also. On the website, not on this that you're sending out.
Okay. Well, you mean, when people, like, you know how they put, I get notices now on the website if someone has a question.
I would just like to say, for further information, look on the website. I realize that
Okay,
I want to put a comment page there and
Okay. Okay, well then, okay,
and I'll have that to you.
because I will post, for the next meeting, what we'll do is I'll have this ready for you guys to all sign, I'll add the phone numbers, and then I will get it uploaded as a public notice onto our webpage. And then if you want to add something to it, if you get it to me, I can type it, or if you, I know you like to handwrite stuff.
I like to. I don't.
That's
You know, I
fine,
don't
and I
do.
can type it.
I don't.
And,
I don't email or I don't type. So.
that's okay. Then, so are you then, if I don't get these mailed out then till April 2nd, do you want to go with the public comment period for May 6th or April 15th?
I think later give you everybody more time. You got vacations coming up, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just that's my
How
opinion.
do you feel, Roger?
Well, they usually don't need more time, in my opinion, but then whatever.
April as well. That's a month away, probably, right?
If you have everything ready, we'll help you stuff envelopes after the meeting.
Okay, so you think the April 15th date is the one you want? Or you
Well,
want the May 6th date?
I want you guys to, Roger, you say April.
Oh, that's what I think,
Matt,
That's fine. I don't have a preference either one.
Okay.
we'll get ready for April 15th then.
If the earlier is better, let's do it.
But if you do that, Sandy, we will help you stuff envelopes.
I'm not, I can stuff in.
Well, if you have all that, we can help you do that.
it's a lot.
Just let us help you,
Oh,
please.
Okay,
If you do all the work on addressing and stuff like that, the least we can do is fold and do all that.
Still less than a month away.
okay. All right, then we'll do that for the next meeting.
Okay? Thank you for typing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, let's
I didn't realize there were so many subdivisions.
No
And
one-
I knew them all, but I just didn't realize there were so many subdivisions in our township.
A lot of homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a copy of that. place.
Sure you can.
Just that thing.
Yeah. And I'll give you, I was talking to a sheriff's deputy and we were talking about some parking issues and what they're having and other ones that people are now parking trucks and vans. He says it needs to be posted. And he says, if it's not posted, we cannot we can't move
That's why
things off.
I just wanna go through them to start counting how many signs we're gonna need.
Yeah.
You can't just put one at the end and one coming out.
Well, it depends on the size. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you can. Yeah, because I actually was checking that too. So it depends on the size of the
what
subdivision.
size, what
Yeah.
size do they
Yeah.
say? Yeah,
Again, that's just depending on how big this is on this. But that's a must on entrances to streets is where it should be.
Yeah.
It should be done. So if there's 4 streets, well, we're gonna need 4 signs. For every street entrance, there should be a sign of no parking. That's so anyway. We'll get let's don't get caught up in this until we get through the public. We gotta get through this first. So and then we'll talk about that. Because then we'll have to get quotes on or quotes on getting signs done. We
yes,
probably-
because you got all that,
I know,
all of it's gotta be oopsed.
I know,
You gotta stake where you're gonna put signs.
I know. It's a
You gotta
bear.
for them to-
Yeah. You're gonna have to do some working out so you can run that post. So anyway, anybody else got any other old business? We're gonna move on. Roger,
No, I'm good.
Sandy,
No.
Matt, man,
No, sure.
let's go on to new business. Guys, I did have one other thing on old business that I had just a little report on Van Crest. I've talked to the director out there, and I'm telling you, for the last week, it's probably been the lowest run count I've seen in there for years. So they've gotten a hold of the county paramedic, and there's a meeting set up, and I was invited to that, but I have no reason to go to the residents meeting. I'm really interested in the meeting that they're supposed to set up with, the director, the chief, and the township about speaking about that. There has been nothing come about that, nothing. And I've even asked the director, and I said, has anyone contacted you? She says, no, their first concern was, arresting some of this, some of the calls that were on that, and they have done well on that. But we still got to talk about what they're going to do as far as. So anyway, I'm reporting no contact. And again, I've texted Shane. I said, we're ready to speak whenever that. And he says, well. So there was no reply to that. So anyway, that was it on that. New business. Anybody have a new business they want to bring in front?
Not me.
No, sir. No?
Sandy, do you have any new business?
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have nothing either. So. Seeing that all of our business is done, we're going to open up the floor to comments. Dan, we'll ask you got anything tonight, Dan? Dan, well, I do appreciate, I'm going to echo what Matt said. Thank you for the handout that you gave us. I really appreciate that.
I'd like to read it.
Yeah, I do like to read it. Yeah. Unfortunately, don't remember that much, but anyway. You have any other comments there, young man?
I think
Nope.
we're just moving along.
Well, guys, if we'll go ahead and I'll entertain a motion to to pay, to approve the bills and give Cindy some authorization to hand things out. So
So moved.
I second it.
it's been moved and seconded that we pay the bills and let Cindy distribute checks. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. All approved. Guys, want to bring up the next meeting is going to be April 1st, 5 o'clock. And maybe after the meeting, we're gonna have a short envelope stuffing session. Seriously, we do not want you to do all that.
Yeah,
That's something that we would like to
I'll
help.
have everything ready.
Well, if there's a way we can help you too, honestly, stick letters,
Yeah,
postage, whatever.
It'll be good. We'll have a little assembly line.
yeah, and that's the way to do that.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot to do. Anyway. Guys, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Okay, I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion passed. Thanks very much, you guys.